everybody. How's it going? I am here to do the reading for the Aries. I was about to say April. Aries full moon tomorrow, October 13th. Today is October 12th. And this is an interesting full moon because on one hand, it has great energy because the sun or the moon and the sun opposition is in a trine aspect and in a sextile aspect to Jupiter. So that's very nice energy. However, at the same time, the sun and the moon are both squaring Pluto in Capricorn. Now, if we look at the moon in Aries, that's a pretty aggressive moon. You know, it's volatile and it wears its emotions on its sleeve. And the Sabian for that degree is a boxer entering the ring. So that's, you know, competition, aggression, externalization of power. Who's the strongest here? Only one man will be left standing. And it's literally until you knock the other one down. Now, this is in opposition to the sun in Libra and in the sign of the eye, which is in opposition to the sign of the we, which at that Sabian 21 Libra, there is a Sunday crowd upon a beach. So these two energies are very different, right? There's one that's like this aggressive battle until somebody falls down. And then here it's like we're all enjoying this peaceful, lovely day together. Now this opposition squares Pluto, which sits on a degree that's, the Sabian there is a relay race. And Dane Rudyard calls this degree the value of competition in developing group consciousness. Okay, so it's interesting that actually what this tension between these three, this T-square that it forms, is about how do we as individuals, can we compete amongst each other to do better for the collective? So how can I outshine my neighbor, but in a way that actually benefits all of us? So putting individualistic competition at the service of the communal, at the society, the collective. And then you have Sagittarius over here, which is shining. So that's the challenge there, right? How do we put the me at the service of the we in a competitive spirit? Like, how can I healthily compete with others to be able to push the collective forward? And then there's Jupiter sitting on 20 Sagittarius. And the Sabian there is almost absurd. It's a child and a dog wearing borrowed eyeglasses. And so again, you have this weird sort of integration. It's like, because a dog doesn't belong in eyeglasses, you know, that's just ridiculous. Or is it? Why? You know, it's like there's this whole Jupiter and Sagittarius has been about asking us to redefine the things we believe and why we believe them. And is there room for a bigger definition? Or why, if we don't accept certain things, why do we not accept them? And is it founded? So that this child and the dog wearing borrowed eyeglasses, which would tend to give an idea of, let's say, intelligence and added intelligence to both species. So, you know, both man and beast, man and animal. And so again, this talking about the different pieces that go to make up this ecosystem, this social ecosystem. How do we open up our definitions on what we accept as law for each of us? And how can we use this new knowledge to actually push each other forward? Now, the image that comes most to mind in my head is Silicon Valley, right? Which in theory, they're all out there in San Francisco each one trying to save us a little bit better. I sat through a presentation on what's going on in biotech at the beginning of the week, and it is nothing short of frightening. Yet there is a relay race, a competition, a very active competition to push society forward to the point where things like dog wearing borrowed eyeglasses actually don't sound that crazy. So I guess the energy is really kind of like the Silicon Valley in your own life. And how do you bring this sense of innovation and technology and competition to move forward the pieces of your own life for you, but also collectively? How can you act with your natural power and aggression and competitive spirit in a way that actually benefits the way society defines, this came up in the other reading, the way society defines what's possible and what's not possible. Okay, I'm going to stop there because I want to see what's in the cards and not talk about that all the time. But that's an interesting context to sort of put around. This is the energy. And what else is interesting is that the new moon that was in Aries in April was square Saturn at 15. And so now we've moved forward and we're squaring Pluto. So this is kind of like the final transformation. Saturn was like, what are you building? And can it stand? And Pluto says some things got to change. We need to put the individual competitiveness at the service of the collective. And that's the way I need. It's almost like a power to the people kind of thing. Like take back your power. So almost revolutionary. Be interesting to see what happens. Anyway, I will shut up there and start talking in a different context. Let's do the cards. Can I get, please, the energy for this Aries full moon on October 13th, 2019 for my Aries friends? What energy can Aries expect under this Aries full moon? Interesting. Isolation. Let's see how the rest of that plays out before we jump to conclusions. Although it is interesting. I remember the story of this. No, I don't want to do these. This is about a guy who's trying to decide like if he should go to the party or not. Like, does he put on his suit and go to the party, or does he stay home and close himself off? And I think what you're going to find in the message of this week is that we're really being encouraged to put the suit on and go to the party. We cannot stay in isolation anymore. And I have a feeling that Pluto and Jupiter are going to make it a little bit uncomfortable for us to continue hiding. Let's see what the message is. Can I get the message, please, for Aries under this Aries full moon? What wisdom for Aries under this Aries full moon? Chaos and conflict. All right, so this will be a fun one. But you see that you know, it's changing forms. It was like some sort of odd form before because, you know, that it's neither a horse nor a zebra, but what's coming off. And it's interesting because they're both about putting on suits or like putting on your appropriate suit. This one is about those pieces of this kind of made up mask falling away and revealing what's actually underneath. And this one is about donning that suit to participate with the class, you know, so it's like a movement in getting to your authentic self, letting the pieces fall away to reveal. And actually, you know, now that I'm looking at this, that's incorrect. So what was there was a zebra, and what's falling away is actually a very unique and individual or an indescribable individual. Like this animal doesn't exist in nature, kind of like the dog wearing the borrowed eyeglasses. Sounds insane, but is it? You know, so it's like this piece of uniqueness, and you're revealing the suit that you were wearing on purpose or the suit that you may have thought you needed to wear. And what's coming away now is the mask. And what's being revealed is a true being and a unique being, and a being that needs new definitions because it doesn't fall into our existing realm of comprehension. And this one is about, you know, being okay to pick up the invitation and to step into society. So that's what this mix is. You know, it's about, on one hand, it's about letting your mask fall. And on the other hand, it's about stepping into a place of power and being ready to take that place of power, into the world and let it shine in a social setting, you know? And this guy's in the middle of the desert. It's been in the desert for long. So it's really kind of about coming out of isolation also. Can I get the challenges, please, for Aries at this area? Okay. That was quick. Okay, so this is interesting. We saw this one the other day. This is the Page of Cups, right? And these are all about being freed, you know? So this looks like it's going to be a very freeing full moon. And it's really, and again, you're just like sitting there and then like, do I stay? Do I go? Should I go for it? And I have a feeling that, as I said, these pieces it's gonna get to a point where you won't be able to continue wearing whatever mask you've been wearing. We've been wearing. Let me do here. Can I get the story, please, for Aries, for this Aries full moon, October 13th? Oh. Can I get 3 cards, please, for the story of this Aries full moon? What's the story for Aries at the Aries full moon, October 13th, 2019? Three cards, please, for Aries. Okay. Interesting. Temperance card. So that's that Sagittarius energy coming up right there, which is about balancing those two extremes, you know, the individual and the collective, the authentic self, bringing the authentic self into its power so that it can join the rest of its like beings. I don't know if you can see that because this light is like funky. Let me move it away. You know, it's like there's all these people outside, and this guy's been sitting here, you know, maybe working on his song or doing whatever. But it looks like it's time to join the others. Can I get 2 more cards, please, for the story for Aries at this Aries full moon? Chariot. Look at these. These are all major arcana, huh? Time to move forward, integrating the two halves. The self and the other, bringing that forward, moving forward. It's like you've been doing this for a long time. It's time now. 1 more card, please, for the story for Aries at this Aries full moon. What's the last piece of this story here? One more card, please, for Aries at the Aries full moon. Okay. I'm going to clarify that, although interesting, 33 and 3. Let me clarify it. Like I said, it may feel uncomfortable. The Pluto energy, Pluto square moon and Pluto square sun are tough. So it may feel uncomfortable, this sort of cracking apart that needs to happen. But it's just to free you and to integrate you with your tribe, with the people you belong to, but like with this group, like how to be uniquely you together with another group of uniquely them, you know? It's like almost like that, talking about that competition, like who can be the most uniquely themselves as we all hang out together. Can you clarify for me this Three of Swords, please? What do you mean by this Three of Swords? Why is this Three of Swords here? Why is the Three of Swords here? What can we learn from this? Okay. Knowing to know what needs to go, what's done. So this is a very, and look, that all swords came out, you know, so this is the mastering of what's finished. So something's gotta go. You might not like it, but it's time to stoically face whatever needs to go and let it leave, because what's coming is a much greater opportunity. Let me get some oracle. I'm using a different deck than I usually do because this was a moon. So I'm using the Native Spirit Oracle from Denise Lynn. Sorry. Can I have a card, please, of what messages for Aries here? What advice for Aries under this Aries full moon? The Thunder Drum. Okay, let me read that. The thunder drum is: stand up and be counted. Be assertive. Don't be shy about sharing your gifts and letting the world know about your value. Declare with authority: this is who I am and this is what I stand for. Make a stand for others less fortunate. Take risks. Walk in rhythm to the beat of your own drum. This is not the time to step back or step aside. Your native spirit wants you to know, throughout the world, indigenous people have called spirit through drumming. Drumming was used to activate one's fighting spirit before battle, much like that Sabian walking into the ring, right? As well as for joyous celebrations and sacred ceremonies. It was used for healing rituals. In every case, the drum beat was used to open spiritual realms. A thunder drum calls the thunder beings from the sky, and they arrive with passion and incredible vitality. And this kind of brings to mind like that tower card, you know, but like you calling in the tower. And we saw this over the summer, right? That you were the master of the tower. So this is also this, like knowing what needs to, having the King of Swords energy to let go of what needs to be let go, or to put an end to also what's making you feel like this. If there's a situation that's causing you chaos and conflict, right, that feels like this Three of Swords, that feels like this Ten of Swords, it's time to call in the Tower and let that go and move forward, because you've already put in enough work. Okay. And it's time to free yourself from whatever that prison is that's been keeping you there, and put on your finest suit and join the others, right? It's time to move into like a more happy, powerful version of you. That situation, however, was in your life to break these pieces open. So you can let it go with a thank you. This will be karmic soulmates. This will be narcissists. This will be shitty bosses. This is anything that pushes you to the breaking point, that pushes you to here or to here. Those are the situations that force you, kind of like that competition. You psych up a boxer before they get into the ring, because in order for them to win, they have to have all of that aggressiveness woken up. So wherever you've been passive too long, there's a time to be passive and there's a time to go into battle. Now is no longer the time for passivity. It's time to free yourself. It's time to step into the world. It's time to join the others. It's time to step into your thunder god-like self. Now let me finish reading this. Okay, drawing this card means that it is time to step into your passion. Funny. Make a stand in life for what truly matters to you. So the journey, a powerful way to activate your life force is to draw. Oh, this is interesting if you want to do this as a ritualistic exercise tomorrow. So a powerful way to activate your life force is to drum on your chest lightly with closed fist. It's especially powerful if you do a 2-beat, similar to the sound of the beating heart, which is... this is the most primordial sound for humans. This rhythm is grounding and activates your strength. All right, cool. So, yeah, of course, there's cards we hate to see in readings, and these are 2 of them. And the Tower's the 3rd. But it's only unwelcome if you don't allow this transformation to happen. But again, with that Pluto squaring the sun and the moon, I highly doubt he's going to allow this situation to carry on much longer. So, step into your power. Step into your power. Step into your power. Call in the gods to put an end to that which makes you feel like this. But the gods can't do it alone. You have to make that decision. And that's what this is. That's why this is not major arcana, because this is of the manly realm, the earthly realm. You must do it. It must be done by us. We cannot wait. It's like the gods have done what they can. It's up to us to call in this last piece and be willing to step into our most authentic self. Very proud, very passionate, very strong, and fly off into out of our sort of like hiding space and joining the others, but with a sense of freedom, with a sense of freedom, with a sense of party, that there is an invitation to join the party. And in order to do so, we have to let go. Feeling authentic, weighing on our minds and on our hearts, make it just draining all of our energy. Whatever makes you feel like this is what needs to go. Okay? You can say thank you to whomever or whatever it was, and then bid it. See ya. Anyway, that's a great drumming exercise. I'm wishing you the very best for this full moon, and I will talk to you for the rest of the half of October. Take care. Sorry, I just want to add, I was putting these cards away, and I went to get the top of the deck, and voila, look who was there. So right behind all of this crap, there you are, okay? So that's just, I thought it was a nice encouragement. I wanted to add it in there. Bye.